Hey guys, I am sorry if I haven't been posting in the past few days. Pretty much been mostly been playing with the realm of Kingdom Hearts 2 because I love the Kingdom Hearts series, even though it's a very convoluted story and all that. But hey, Kingdom Hearts 2 is probably one of my most favorite games in the series, just because I love the different things you can do in it. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3 is good, but anyways, that's not the whole point of this video. The point of this video is, since the Steam Deck is coming out tomorrow, it's releasing tomorrow, but it's not going to be available to the entire public, mostly because of the whole semiconductor shortage and stuff like that. So, if you have not placed your reservation for the Steam Deck over on Valve's Valve's Steam page, definitely do that. Even though it's gonna be a while before you can get your hands on it. But once you get your hands on it, it's gonna be a lot of fun. There's gonna be a lot of cool, awesome things you can do within it. Actually, the cool things I've actually heard is that you will be able to mod your games in with the Steam Deck, so that's kind of nice. You probably won't be able to play a lot of a whole entire catalog of the games, like the ones that are like multiplayer, but that's okay because you still have your desktop PC, so you can still play all the multiplayer games that way. It's just that I'm not an expert in the reason why, but it's just that I believe that with the Steam Deck, it's gonna be kind of hard to try to connect via online. But honestly, I don't really actually know the actual reason. Honestly, that's a question that you're gonna have to ask Valve themselves because they can give you the answer, or someone who has great knowledge about the Steam Deck. I only know the current stuff within the Steam Deck, like what it has and the cool things you can do. Like, you can run emulators on it, which is great because now it's I'll be able to take the Steam Deck on the go, so at least I can play like Donkey Kong 64, Perfect Dark. What other games could I probably play? Maybe some of the games that are on like the Nintendo DS that some of the games on there never got ported over to the Nintendo Switch. So I could play some of those games. Yeah, a whole bunch of great, awesome emulator games. And since I'm mostly single, since I'm mostly a role playing gamer, I actually love games that either have a linear to non-linear world with a great, awesome story. Good example, Tales of Berseria, because in that game, hey, you can it has a good story. Some people would argue the story is not that great. It's kind of a little bit, kind of like, what's the word here? I guess some people would say that the story isn't that great, but honestly, to me personally, I love the story in Tales of Berseria because it really deals a lot of different things within. Basically, it's about brother and sister. The brother obviously got sacrificed because the sister's brother-in-law pretty much decided to be a jerk, decided to be a dick and an asshole, and decided that he was part of an organization known as the Abbey, and you get the idea. So basically, the whole entire story revolves around Velvet, who's the youngest sister of the family. I mean, he does have an older sister. I mean, she does have an older sister, but the older sister pretty much died. And but then, of course, she gets reincarnated as as the quote unquote Malachim, which are essentially humans but with powers. And then, of course, Velvet herself gets transformed into a demon, and as for her brother, he gets sacrificed to becoming the fifth Empyrean, in which case he becomes the fifth god of the world, because essentially the whole entire world is run under four elements: earth, water, wind, and fire. But there's a fifth one, which is, I think, the god of light. I think, but essentially, it's a very, very interesting story. It's a lot of fun. Some of the places I actually do love. Some of the towns are really interesting. And plus, not to mention, there's a lot of really good breaking the fourth wall humor there. It's just so much fun between watching three of the guys between Aizen, Rokuro, and Laphicet, because it was essential. I mean that's basically Velvet's younger brother's name, but since he got Starvice, Velvet decided to just name this new kid as Laphicet. But later it's very different because it basically Tales of Berseria basically coincides with it's basically the prequel to Tales of Zestiria. Anyways, getting back to the main point I was making before. So with the Steam Deck, you'll be able to play various mini single player games. It'll definitely run a lot of indie games. So if you are, if you love playing indie games, they'll definitely be good. One of the games I recommend, I told a couple of my coworkers last night about it. It's called Battle Cakes or Battle Cake, and essentially you play as a cupcake. And the funny thing is, I decided to name. I played the demo of it, and the demo is you can already right now. You can add the game to your wish list. And you can also try out the demo over on Steam. I'm not sure. I believe it will come out to Switch, PlayStation, to the PlayStation consoles, and the Xbox, and maybe Game Pass. But but most definitely, it's gonna be available on Steam. It comes out this year. Not sure exactly when, but basically, Battle Cake is you play as a cupcake, and obviously, I played the demo. The demo is actually kind of fun. It's a really 2D cartoonish type of thing. Kind of like that other game. I forget what it's called now. But yeah, essentially, in this, essentially, so the name for the cupcake that I played as, I called him Blue Frosting, because and to my coworker, it sounded really good because in the first, like, when you're solving out the mystery of what's been going on around, like, your town, the person you're working with, it's actually, her name is Red Velvet. So I figured, okay, you know what? And it was a good thing I actually chose Blue Frosting because it actually makes a lot of sense in some capacity. It's really good. Though the one thing I kind of really wish you could do is actually customize, like have the ability to customize your cupcake to whatever it is you want to do. But yeah, because the reason why I called mine Blue Frosting is just because, okay, first of all, his head is basically, he has blue frosting, so it's like, okay, blue frosting makes sense. I mean, and you can, you have essentially, you can name your cupcake whatever you want it to be, but I just named my Blue Frosting for, for all shits and giggles. So there you go. But yeah, it's definitely a recommendation. Definitely go try out the demo, see for yourself if you like it or not, and if you want, and if you do actually like it, definitely add it to your wish list. I could imagine it's not going to be $60 or something like that. It's going to be probably between like $5 to $15, give or take. But it's a really cool, interesting indie games. And currently Steam has. They're running an indie, small little indie festival that's gonna last until the 28th, so you can definitely check it out. And yeah, when the Steam Deck finally comes into everyone's hands, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of new awesome games that you can definitely buy. Even when there's games going on sale. And I did now. There is a thing there's a little bit of a controversy here when it comes to dual booting, basically running like two different OSs, because The Steam Deck runs on a Linux Proton based operating system. So essentially, and I've heard some different things when it comes to Linux. For Linux, I mean it's pretty good compared to Windows, because there's not so much of the whole bunch of different things that Windows does compared to Linux. I'm not an expert in the OS sphere, so someone can go ahead and and give me some details, or feel free to to share their knowledge in the comment section down below on the two different things between Windows and Linux. But essentially, because I've never actually used Linux before in my life, so I don't have great knowledge of Linux. But essentially, it's a little bit different. But most of the games will run Linux, and one of the content creators I watched over on YouTube, he definitely said, when you first get your hands on it, just enjoy playing your games on Linux, on the Linux-based operating system. Don't worry about installing Windows, because there could be some major problems, but who knows? I'm gonna mostly. I think I've just chosen to just run my games through Linux, and I know that there's an emulator system called Arch, and it can definitely run a whole bunch of different game ROMs. I was gonna actually watch a video today on um, on what kind of games you can actually run, but I'm pretty sure it can pretty much handle pretty much any type of ROMs you throw at it, whether it be like some Switch ROMs, Nintendo DS ROMs, N64 ROMs, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, so on and so forth. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's see, what else am I looking forward to? There's a lot I'm actually looking forward to. There's quite a lot of things I'm looking to do on my installing. I mean, I already got what is that? I think it's like a 126 or one something gigabyte micro SD card. I mean, even though I'm getting like the mid tier one, which is like 256 gigabytes, at the same time, I don't want to like spend the extra 100 for the 512, because I don't really care for the anti-etch glass or whatever and all that stuff, because it's really unnecessary. I mean, if you want to if you want to just go out and spend the extra 100 for the 512, you're welcome to do that. I'm not stopping you, but you are going to be spending $100 more on for the high end tier of the Switch Deck. But yeah, so yeah, cast your if you are interested, definitely cast your reservations now, because Valve will be sending out emails to the first wave of people who actually already placed a reservation for the Steam Deck, which went live last year around July 16th. So yeah, and there's a lot of interesting stuff you can do. And Valve actually did actually team up with iFixit. So in case of, let's say, your battery your battery needs replacing, the same thing with your thumbsticks, and I forget. I think it's the SD card as well, the built-in one. Yeah, definitely you can use iFixit, and many already engineers and the people who who definitely review the hardware, open it up and look inside of what it runs. You can definitely go to plenty of different tech support people that will definitely be able to definitely give you some replacement parts for your Steam Deck, and that's a cool thing. So yeah, you'll be able to definitely easily be able to replace those three things. Though if you're gonna do it yourself, the one major flaw to it with the hardware is replacing the battery, because the battery is actually from what Linus explained in his Linus Tech Tips video, he did say that the hard part is going to be replacing the battery, because the battery is like, it's so totally glued into the hardware that it's gonna be pretty much almost impossible. But it's not quite impossible, but it's just gonna be a little bit hard to take out and replace. But other than that, I mean, it's a really cool, awesome, impressive system. Because I know before the Steam Deck, I remember Valve also released like 12 different type of Steam handheld devices, and none of them really made their way into the market and stuff like that. I don't know a lot of the details behind that, but that's basically of what I know of. And then I also know too, back in the past, there was also the Steam Link. So, and that was, I think, a way of be able to like connect your Steam account to your TV or something and be able to play it through there. I think it was like remotely, but I'm not 100% sure, honestly. I mean, I've only been a PC gamer like not that long. I believe I've been a PC gamer for right now for about 2 to 3 years already. So I'm still kind of new to it. I'm not like a super expert in everything about the Steam, about like Steam's different systems and such, because I've actually been I've mostly just been gaming on it with trying different storefronts between Epic Game Store when it comes to playing games like Kingdom Hearts, and mostly I have actually used GOG before. I'm sure GOG and Epic Game Store, you can definitely, most likely, be able to play on the Steam Deck with. And I know that there's probably other apps you can also install, like probably like the Brave browser, or this new one I actually just found out today. It's called the Opera GX, and with this program and with this browser, it's actually made for gamers, so you can it has a built-in Discord app. So there's a built-in Discord app, there's a Twitch, I believe there's a Twitch app as well. There's a built-in music player, so you can play music in the background of it instead of like literally like manually having to click outside the browser and then like having to reopen and then like having to open Spotify or whatever really like music player you use. But essentially, that's what the Opera GX is. It has like several built-in apps that you can use. The other thing it also has is it gives you a whole entire calendar of different upcoming games that are coming out with new releases and such. So there's that. But other than that, that really pretty much covers it. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of stuff you can do on the Steam Deck. A lot of moddability, a lot of cool things that you can do with it, and it works with like any accessories. As I said before in a previous video, you can essentially bring along with you a portable monitor. You can also bring in a mini keyboard, a mouse. Pretty much it's basically a handheld device that's made for you to take on the go, just like with Nintendo Switch. Though I'm probably gonna mostly use the Steam Deck as like when I'm traveling on the go, because honestly, I'm starting to get to the point now where like I hate just using my cell phone whenever like I'm at my job and I'm in the break room, and I really just like have to pull out my cell phone just to keep myself entertained. And then of course one of my I guess my girlfriend coworkers tried to talk to me and stuff, and she's just a little tidbit, but essentially she's been telling me about her whole thing with her boyfriend, and also like want to know more about me. So I'm right now in my brain, I'm kind of like trying to get a better understanding of what's going on in her mind. But I think essentially, I feel like she's trying to compare me and her boyfriend, and deciding, probably still trying to decide about, okay, is my, should I stay with my boyfriend or should I go after this guy I really actually like in my work? And because honestly, she always like, whenever she sees me, she's recently been giving me like loads of hugs, and it's like, okay, all right, hey, I'm the guy that enjoys getting hugs from women. Okay, honestly, I'm not the type of guy that doesn't like them. I do love hugs from women. Seriously, any woman that wants to give me a hug, hey, I will take it. I will take that hug because hey, getting hugged from women is like the same thing of getting free love from a woman, even if she just wants to treat you as a friend, but other than that, I kind of see it's like it goes beyond that. But anyways, I digress. Definitely look into getting a Steam Deck if you're interested, and all that goodness. So that's pretty much what I just want to cover for this video. I've decided that once I reach the 10, once I start reaching up to 10 subscribers, definitely, I will definitely start streaming. When I'm not sure, but I'll decide. I may probably start maybe during spring break or something. When I'm actually off of school for the week. Other than that, I just have a lot of other stuff going on in my life between work and school and all that stuff. So yeah. So there's a lot going for it, but yeah, once I reach 10, I think once I've decided, like once I reach 10 subscribers, I'll start streaming. Um, in terms of what games I'm gonna play on streaming, mostly JRPGs. In terms of my first one, I'm not sure what I'm gonna stream, honestly. Maybe Persona or maybe Kingdom Hearts. All just depends on which game, honestly, would probably be better to play. Maybe an indie game. I'm not sure, but anyways, I'll let you guys. I'll keep you guys informed over on here. I'm not really, again, as I said before, I'm not willing to be on Twitter because Twitter is a dumpster fire, and honestly, it's just really a place for cancel culture. And honestly, I'm not interested in Twitter. I'm no longer interested in Twitter. I mean, I'll still have a Facebook page. So if you guys want to follow me on Facebook, you can. Otherwise, if you guys would just rather, just watch my videos over here on YouTube, definitely you can definitely do that. And there'll be a lot more upcoming game rants and such. All just depends on what I can come up with. And hey, if people want me to do something more than just streams and game rants, hey, they can. I totally would be open to the idea. Just as long as it's something I can put together that's not too over the top complicated. But other than that, that's all I just wanted to lay about. So feel free to hit the subscribe button if you liked it and you wish to help support me in the upcoming future. Definitely give it a like if you liked it, and leave comments down below of what you thought of this video, and if you're gonna plan on getting the Steam Deck or if not. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time. This has been Core's Game Rants and Streams, and I will see you guys next time. See you guys then.